I could vibe out to this music all day. But I won't, because we got stuff to do. Friends! It's Drew from Not Ideal Gaming. Welcome back to Outer Wilds. We are playing the Echoes of the Eye DLC. We are on episode 3, so we're 6 hours in. And this one's going to be an interesting one, because I actually didn't have time, or I didn't watch the full last episode today at work. I didn't watch the last hour or so, which is actually probably the more important time to watch. So, I'm going to be flying, not necessarily blind, because a lot of this stuff was really fresh in my mind from yesterday when we played. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off going to the third sleepy location, which I think is the Hanging Canyon. Gerby coming in right away. Coming in hot. How are you? Using my little purple cat emoji. Or emote. Nice. Perfect. I was just describing how I didn't get to watch my full broadcast of last time. So this is going to be an interesting one. Luckily, it's still fresh in my brain. But also, yesterday was a very, very exciting time. Got my first 2 subscriptions as an affiliate, which was super, super fun. Got my first raid. It's all happening, people. It's all happening. But since Gerby's already here, ready and rocking to go, we're going to jump right in. And I think we're going to start with the Hanging Canyon. I forget what it's actually called in the Upside Down place. But I think we're going to start off there. And we'll take a look at the ship log, get everybody kind of, on the same page here. But we opened up a ton of stuff yesterday, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and mark this on our HUD just to get that taken care of. But we only have a couple of question marks here left. We also have a bunch of secret locations, which we will be looking at these so that we can go to these little areas. Now, it doesn't necessarily say either, like, how to get into these secret areas, so that'll be interesting to figure out. But I think the first thing we also explored the Shrouded Woodlands, explored the Starlit Cove, so I think it's time for the Endless Canyon this time. I think it is time. And I'm very excited. I have a 4-day work week. So tomorrow's my last day of work for the week, which is very exciting. I'm gonna get some wings, watch some football, relax. As much as I can relax watching football. My team gives me stress. But then I have Friday off. And a new season of Big Mouth comes out on Friday. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities is releasing this week, which I totally forgot about. I'm thinking about maybe seeing Terrifier 2. It's going to be... But the good news is Sunday, I have basically nothing to do. Since my football team's playing on Thursday, so... So Sunday, I'm going to try and have a productive day. But first, we explore the stranger. First try. So I'll go grab my, Christy, how are ya? Coming here from YouTube. Very cool. Good to see you at a live stream. Welcome in. You get to see all of the live goofiness. We've been having some fun. We have been having some fun. And so much to the point where when I finish Outer Wilds, I'm going to be really sad. You should say hi, YouTube, for sure. Yeah. I put all of these on YouTube. And really the only thing that would keep me from putting something on YouTube potentially would be if a game had something that like very specifically violated, like if it had nudity or something. We'll see what happens with God of War. But I don't really have editing software. I know there's like free editing software out there, but you didn't catch the last hour. I actually didn't rewatch the last hour of my stream yesterday, but we got underneath the artifact, the chained up artifact thing in the reservoir. So we got the combination for the one thing that took us down to the room that had all the secret locations. So we're going to check out the secret locations today. And when this loop resets, I look at my ship log after every reset. So you'll see that as well. But today we're starting with the Endless Canyon because we actually haven't gone to the Endless Canyon yet. So we are about to remedy that presently. Breadcrumbs on breadcrumbs. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I do wish that it let you, like, look at the ship log while you're out, but I understand why it doesn't. I mean, since it is a loop, it's just like, well, chill, dude. Like, you'll see it. I'm so used to just having an artifact in my hand now. Yeah. That is true. We saw that as well. Is this? It is. Hey, Senior Sky! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Glad you could make it. Yeah, Wednesday is one of my normal days. I streamed yesterday because I had plans on Thursday, but I normally do Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's always at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Because that gives me some time to kind of, you know, relax a little bit after work. And it's also not too late. Thanks for the follow, Chris C. Appreciate it. Okay. On a PS5, correct. Correct, Mundo. Yeah, I don't have a streaming PC yet. But one thing I can say that I don't know if I've said, I think it's in my Twitch about me, but I don't know if I've said it on stream. But I'm gonna set it up so that all money that I get from my stream is gonna go to a specific. Thank you so much. Oh, you did it on your Series X. Very cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, all money that I make from the stream, I'm gonna put towards like a streaming PC and getting a good setup and stuff like that. So investing it back in the stream. This is a very large area. And there's no bridge here yet, but I imagine that I'll have to find like a totem and make the bridge. 3090 is a lot cheaper now. Well, what I'm probably gonna do, honestly, for my first PC, you can do it on both, for sure. Yeah, and honestly, there we go. Honestly, I hit affiliate way earlier than I thought, and I can really thank this game and this game's community for that, because they helped me with that immensely. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna. I have a Best Buy credit card, so I can probably just get like a pre-built or something from Best Buy, and then I can have 0% financing for however many months. That's what I did with my audio system and my TV. I have I play on a 65-inch LG C10. Let's go up first. And I have a Sonos sound system, because I'm also a big movie guy. So I wanted to have essentially like a theater experience in here. But also I wanted the LG OLED TV because it can do up to 120 FPS with HDMI 2.1. And with God of War Ragnarok being able to take advantage of that. You have an AMD setup? Oh, for sure. And like for me, I'll pay a little bit more for the convenience, honestly. Can I get to that other side? Oh, I have to come down. Okay. I'll pay a little bit more for the convenience. And, you know, once I have 2,500 subscribers on Twitch, then, you know. Ooh, hello. Ooh, that's a lot of... Oh, it's like a little entertainment area. But what's behind it? Yeah? And that's the thing, is like, I would only... This PC would be strictly for gaming and streaming. Because I have, you know, like a laptop that they do love their music. For sure. I have a laptop that I use just for, like, you know, cookie clicker and emails and stuff like that. 1660s. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, I don't really need my PC to look good. Would I like it to? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Series X did it for you, so don't set it to the side collecting dust. Oh, for sure. Oh, no. My PS5 is one of my favorite consoles that I have ever had. I love it. And it's relatively early. I mean, it's what, 2 years into its life cycle? Okay, so I have... Now, here's the question. Why would they have lights over here? Oh, just to show you these chairs. I don't want to accidentally miss maybe like a handy. Ooh. That's where the raft takes you. Oh yeah, my PS5. I actually just bought a little USB fan that, because I have a media center and the PS5 is in there. So it's, the fans of the PS5 are pretty good. I know I caught that right after I said it. There's a clip for the stream for you. But I bought a little just USB, like a $5 USB fan, just to put back there, just to help push the air out. But it also makes me sweat during my streams a little bit. Sweat a little bit more, I should say. Now that the weather's getting nicer in Denver, though. Hello. Oh, you know what? That's going this way, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure it does. Now, do you have it, is it air-cooled or is it water-cooled? Before I started streaming, I watched so many videos to make me feel like I knew anything about building a computer. When I really don't. Learning the basics. It's air-cooled. Then yeah, I'm sure that pumps out a ton of heat. I can't even imagine how much the 4090s are going to pump out. No, that's not what I wanted to do yet. Oh, point of no return. Oh no, honestly, I appreciate it, man, and I really was very surprised when it happened. I was so excited, and just again, I have to really thank this game and this community, because everybody who's come in has been, they kind of know the score with the game, you know, like they kind of know that, I forget how I turned these off last time, that, you know, people don't want to be spoiled, and that watching people's first kind of reaction to the game is kind of the whole fun of it. Oh, we have movies playing? Yours was water cooled. And I think, you know, I feel like I would probably prefer, I don't know how big of a difference it is between water cooling and air cooling. I imagine it's, you know, there's definitely a difference. But depending on how big the difference is, I imagine the maintenance for an air cooled is so much. Oh, that is an active head of somebody watching that. Okay, buddy. We don't want to get owled. So this is the DLC of Outer Wilds. Yeah, Outer Wilds is like a it's like a exploration puzzle game. Did I just hear a door? That was the dam, wasn't it? You were playing Soma? I played Soma on stream. Soma was super fun. Custom water loop? Yeah, because you have to, like, bend and do all the stuff. This area is really spooky. But I imagine, you know, building a computer yourself is also kind of a hobbyist thing. But I imagine, like, also kind of the sense of pride you get from it, rather than getting a pre-built. For my first one, I want to do a pre-built. But maybe for another one, I'll do a custom, like a fully custom. Maybe when I hit partner, I'll do a custom one on stream. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Okay, so we got... Can I, like... Yeah. Yeah. You're a computer engineer. Cool. Can you... Well, I'm not working on Friday, but yeah, feel free. Why not? I do appreciate you asking, though. I do appreciate you asking. I did make him shut it off, but I also want him to open the door. Yeah, Twitch has this new, like, chat setting thing. And it's, like, the weirdest terms, too. Well, we're gonna have to get back here, because... Well, I think I have another 7 or so minutes in this loop. Yeah, and I'm kind of going around in circles a little bit. Let's keep going up. Oh, for sure. Yeah, and feel free to, if I don't follow you on Twitter, feel free to whisper me your Twitter account and send me a Twitter message, and I can check it out there. But again, I do really appreciate you, you asking. This is a large area. I feel like that takes me back. This is like a dining hall. Those are covering that. More mead! And here's that. Bees me, Gerby. You know I'm seeing this for the first time. But I will say, like, once I do kind of beat this game, I would be interested to see, like, older playthroughs of it. And they changed a lot of sections. Now, do you think they changed them to, like, make them a little bit more straightforward? That's true. Ha! Now, I need to get back there and hope that this guy didn't come out. Because I'm pretty sure... I'm also taught... If I wasn't streaming this, I would be deathly quiet. To try and listen, like, for people trying to sneak up behind me and stuff. They tried to alleviate some bottlenecks. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Ah, haha, huh? No, for sure, man. And like I said, you know, you can whisper to me. You can send me a DM on Twitter. And also, if you followed me when I hit affiliate, I, like, super candidly, I got like 120 follows or something like that from that one tweet, which was just absolutely wild and bonkers. So I'm like still going through all those. You did? Yeah, man. Send me a DM on Twitter, and I'll have to if I'm not doing a bunch of crazy stuff on Friday, then I'll definitely try and check you out. Oh, gotcha. Well, but you know, that's the beauty of patches, right? Game patches, not patches from the Soulsborne series, because that guy stinks. Okay, well this calls this. Now the question is, do we go... We do go down. And what stinks is we're definitely getting near the end of the loop here. And this is where the elevator takes you. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of the end of this area. I haven't really been paying attention, so I don't know if I got a ship log updated or not. But with the loop ending soon, I imagine we're about to find out. But I don't really recall... Now the question is... Nope, can't keep going up. I'm gonna keep going until this loop ends. Because... I don't think we really did a ton, to be honest. And I want to get in that room where that... Is this where we came in? This is where we found that elevator with the secret locations, I think. But the screaming is not welcome. No thank you. No thank you. Oh. The music is like muted. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's for this, yeah. That's cool how it's kind of muted like that. This is how... I keep hearing doors open in this area. And he turned his thing back on. I can hear the sun exploding. But he turned his thing back on. Like, do I need to bait him out? I mean, it doesn't really matter now because the sun's exploding, but I feel like I need to bait him out somehow. We'll see what the ship log says. Hydrate! With my full water. Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh, you did another one 2 minutes ago. I have to do 2 now. The redemptions don't come up on my thing, so I'm gonna have to keep better eye on that. At 8. So I feel like we thoroughly explored that area, but we didn't get into where the dude was. So we'll see what the ship log says. If the ship log is like, yeah, you should probably get in to see that. Because if it doesn't, then we'll go to the first secret area. Wandering Falcon, what's up? You missed a whole day. So I did Tuesday, and that's not one of my normal days, so... A massive canyon that stretches into the distance, a candlelit lodge is built into the far cliff face. I found a mural of a large tree on the bottom floor of the lodge. Yeah. Large tree. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna go to secret location 1. Somewhere within the strange... Let's do... Yeah, we'll do them... Let's try to do them in order. Let's do Lowlands, Isles, because it looks like this one might be the harder one anyway. Maybe that one. So, here's... Secret location hype. Here's what I'm interested in. Once I land in this thing, you can mark this on, like... I want to see if I can find it myself. And if for some reason I can't find it... So I just need to take a gander here. I think this one looks like it's probably going to be a little bit tough. Because it's kind of behind all this stuff. But we'll do this one first. It's behind, whatever this building is. I know, right? That seems like that's... Like, the one thing that they probably shouldn't do in a game like this is actually mark where it is on the HUD. Now, granted, it does have, like, a little picture. And you can only mark one thing at a time. So let's do the projection one. Let's do the Lowlands. And then the Lowlands are close enough that if we find this one quickly, I can run back to my ship and look at that one, too. So, or I can just look at both of them right now. Killer Ducky, what's up? You kind of want to see? Well, how about this? I'll mark this one, and I'll go for this one. And it's behind... Is that the... That's the real building. Okay. You have a guess what will happen? We're about to find out. We are about to find out. Maybe it marks the painting. We'll see. We'll see. And yeah, to anybody who misses any of my streams, obviously they're, you know, you can watch the VOD on Twitch, but I do post everything to YouTube as well. Well, we'll see what it... And if you don't follow me on Twitter, anytime I have any type of change in my schedule, like I actually do have one coming up in about a week, maybe a week from Monday. I'm gonna... Whoa, hey, unbuckle. I'm gonna be doing a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday week coming up relatively soon. It might not be next week, it might be the following week. But follow me on Twitter for all relevant updates. Now the question is, do I need an artifact for said secret location, just in case I do. Ooh, easy. Get us some energy kick. Yeah, because I can always drop it, right? And it's kind of become like muscle memory for me to grab the artifact down. So I'm pretty sure this is where... You think it's straight up at the church place? Map projection 2. Well, I mean, that would make sense, right? Yep. Now, the one thing I don't know is if it's like something I can just walk into, or if I need to do something. So let's press against some walls here. Because it looked like it was up a little bit, right? Or maybe I was just a little too low. I need like a little Legend of Zelda bomb or something, right? Because I thought that it was pointing like right here. Let's go on the other side maybe. Because that's the other entrance to the stranger. And this isn't lit, so... Once I find one secret location, everything ought to... Yeah, and the current there is a little funky, so... Hello? Hello? You cheeky monkey. Cheeky monkey. Well hidden though. Ooh. Was it easier to find before? That makes me feel a little bit better. Whoa, this is... We all go a little crazy sometimes, right? You can't message me on Twitter? Really? That's weird. Artifact does not fit. Okay. So I need a lantern. And would you look at that? That's weird that it wouldn't let you DM me on Twitter, though. Because I don't have, like, a private profile or anything either, though. Classic. Let's try the lantern first. Because unlike the upside down, I actually can use my... Oh. Lantern does not fit. It should just be not ideal gaming. Or do you mean my real name of Drew? What am I hearing? Oh, it's the thing outside. Yeah, if you look not at Not Ideal Gaming, it should. And there's no buttons for me to push, right? Because I feel like it's missing some slides, maybe. And I gotta do something with it. And this slide reel is definitely important. Oh, really? Anything. Anything you... But, like... Ideal. I've had people call me not ideal. Not ideal, Drew. I know gaming is kind of like... Calling somebody gaming is a little weird, but... There are chains going up. You go with Drew? Now, do you go by Senior? Or Senior Sky? This is very interesting. Because obviously, this apparatus is supposed to do something to this. But while we still have the... While we still have the dam, I want to go take a peek, take a gander. Give it the old female goose. Is this anything? Probably should have left the slide reel in there. And now I'm in the slot. Cool, Senor. Oh, and I didn't bring the lantern with me. Well, let's go get the lantern if we still have time. Ooh. Ooh. I know, right? That is kind of weird how it only lets you... I mean, I shouldn't say it's a little weird because puzzle games like this love to make you think. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Gerby with the big brain over here. Left for Science, what's going on? So I do need to get past... Ship log updated. I bet it was. Whew, I bet it was. But that still makes me think... Why can you put the slide reel in that thing? Like, what does that thing do? The world may never know. And by the world, I mean me. Well, while we're here, I think I remember where this other secret location is. You'll have to be more specific with the place with the paintings. Do you mean the place that like where I saw the secret location? Or secret locations, I should say. I don't remember, and like I said, I didn't watch the last hour of my stream, and that's where all the craziest stuff happened. Oh, it's over there, isn't it? You're gonna be over here. Somewhere. Ha-ha-ha! And this is the type of thing where I can't believe I didn't accidentally find it. This seems like the type of thing I would accidentally find. Ship log updated, I bet. I bet. And there's the dam. Grab this. Oh. Am I trapped in here? You've got it wrong. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. Come on, break this apart or something. Ahaha! I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything in here before I leave. But I got the slide reel. Is this the door? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Let's go to this other place. Because you know what? It's probably going to spit you out by the slide reel again. Very cool. Very cool game. But... so many secret tunnels. Now, the question is... if I can remember where I am... oh, I can still get to a lantern. Nice. And they're above ground lanterns. Crushing it. Well, I will say, it seems like we're... oh, I'm already at 50% fuel. I forgot to refuel down in the secret tunnel. Oops. This was a pretty good 2-loop start here. Cheeky. That's awesome. Oh, I love that one. Oh, that's so cool. And also something I never would have found without that. And then we have our map marker. I think it's time to meditate. Oh, for sure. And what doesn't really make sense is why would they even leave those as for, like, even for a secret, you know? In case they wanted some Hearthians to find them. Gerby, I did it even without the channel points. I'll save you the channel points. Or the ideal points, whatever I named them. Okay. We unlocked some stuff. I think we found 2 of the 3 secret locations. You don't have anything better to spend them on yet? Yeah, I know. I know. This weekend, I think I'm going to work on a lot of that stuff. I'm also open to suggestions as well. Open to suggestions. Some jump scare sound alerts. Aha! Huh? Ah. Okay. Look at all the stuff they crammed into this area. Like, this is wild. A room full of burned slide reels piled next to a strange device. I found a hidden slide reel that shows a container marked with a glowing symbol being handed to a shadowy figure. The lights are extinguished, and the figure carries the container down into a dark well. And this is going to say the same thing. A room full of burned slide reels piled next to a strange device. See, I feel like I gotta do something with that device, though. I found a hidden slide reel that shows a container marked with glowing symbol being handed to a shadowy figure. The figure follows... You gotta go? Thank you so much, Senior Sky. I appreciate it. Oh, you're in Florida? I'm in Denver, so... Take it easy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Where they carry the container into a secret passage behind a roaring fireplace. Okay, well, we don't need to mark that anymore, but let's check this one out. So, this secret location... I feel like I know exactly where that is, because this is the elevator, right? Maybe? This is that one room. This is the elevator. This is the place that takes you to the other side. I think I know where that is. And then that takes you to the Hidden Gorge secret location, so... And that's going to say the same thing. Okay, well let's find secret location 3, and then we'll start going into the upside down areas, and we'll figure that stuff out. So onward... Oh, and Gerby, I guess I can show you where's the is Abandoned Temple? I mean, it doesn't say there's more to explore here. Don't forget to mark the stranger. Oh, good call. Good call. Because I did forget to mark the stranger. I most certainly did. So straight to the Hidden Gorge we go, and then, if we have time, I'm trying to think which secret location. I think we'll probably go to the second one rather than the first one, because the first one, if the dam breaks, then it brings us right back out anyway, because it extinguishes the flame. Classic. Classic, just destroying the ship. Where we're going, we don't need ships. We don't need that. For sure, we don't need that. Well, actually, as a being who was born on a small planet with gravity, we actually do need that. We would prefer it anyway. I know I don't need an artifact, but it takes 2 seconds to get it anyway. So just in case. Just in case. Did I see the artificial gravity generator? Well, I mean, I feel like the fact that we're spinning... I didn't see any kind of, like, engine. Oh, on my ship, you mean? Maybe. When I was waiting to do one of the loops, when I was playing the main game, I was looking around the ship. Is it like a strap or something? Is that what you're... I wouldn't be surprised. I do like how everything is kind of like bungeed down. Come on now. I do feel like I'm getting a pretty good lay of the land with the stranger, though. I'm enjoying it. And you know, if streaming does eventually become my actual main source of income and I can do much longer streams, I'd be so excited to do games like this in, you know, just a couple of sittings. I think that'd be so cool. Kirby, you hit me with the hydrate again. I think you're just trying to get me to go to the bathroom, is what I think. You just want to stare at my beautiful blue and pink background. Oh. It's right there. Question is... how to get in there, because I think... yeah. Because I think I tried to get in there last time. What I really want is a translator. Or like a... I mean, can I like bust through the wall? Is there a way to do that? Because that's where I need to go, right there. Oh, I need to go in there. Cool. It's gonna be tough, but... Kool-Aid Man through the wall? I think I need to go through that window. Is that even open? Because I feel like I definitely walked on here last time I was here. Or one of the times I was here. Nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Well. Well. Well, crud, because the elevator isn't down, so I need to go all the way back around. Try and take a peek. Because it actually doesn't look like I can get through that window. I don't think anyway. Yeah. Oh no! Oh, and I don't think there's a way I can get back up easily. Yeah, probably just faster just to meditate and come back. So this is gonna be... okay, so... I'm trying to think what's around it. Like, do I need to come from the other side? Or do I need to maybe go through the ghost matter tunnel and try and come through it, come to it that way? Well, we're gonna figure this out. Because I want to do that before we start unlocking the other things for the thing. Already an hour in. I swear, time flies in this game. Because, yeah, it's in this little room. And this is the tunnel. So that's what makes me think maybe I have to go through this tunnel and find a way through the tunnel. And just avoid the ghost matter, maybe? We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Together. Man, so I also have to figure out a way to get past the music shed people. I haven't tried just busting through them, so I did with the one door. Why no? I mean, we as a streaming audience. But yes, I am going to figure it out. And hopefully it won't take me too long. I get the feeling, though, it's like just sneaking past the ghost matter. I get the feeling that's what it is. Definitely not as easy to find as the other ones. Onward! And I'm not going to worry about the artifact. We're just going to go so we can spend as much time trying to find that. And very briefly listen to this amazing river theme. So, here's a question. If you find one of those secret locations kind of out of sequence, does it mark it on your ship log? And then you're just kind of like, I don't know what this is? Because I feel like it would still do that if you found it. You just wouldn't really know what to do with that information. Because you would essentially be like, I haven't seen any of these places. You think it does? What a light bulb moment for you, though, if you find that like super, super early before you even know how to like get to the owls. You were so confused by that reel. I do like to very thoroughly explore as much as I can. So that... But it would be cool to, like, open that up early, and then once you finally get to the part... Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, I found the fireplace with the owls holding the artifacts really early. Oh, for sure. For sure. So, I think there isn't a way to, like, bust through, because I think it's a little late in the game to be throwing brand new mechanics at you. So I think what we need to do... I do want to test something. You know what? I hope this is right. Ha ha ha! Ha! Cheeky. Cheeky. Gerby, you know me. Hashtag pro gamer. And then it's just figuring out... Oh, I missed it. We've been over this. You know I'm not smurfing. There we go. I had to ask you what smurfing even was! I honestly didn't even know what smurfing even was. Oh yeah, now I need to go back up. Oh wait. Why don't I just use the elevator? Why take the escalator when I have this perfectly good canoe? Yeah, I don't want to drop down again, especially now that I've gotten the slide reel. We'll go... Oh, and there's an artifact here. Nice! That'll save me some time. And I'll take it from you. Just to save me some time there as well. Gotta keep you on your toes, Kirby. Gotta keep you on your toes. Okay. What? Where are you standing? Between the two candles. Whoa. I know what... Invisible bridges, what is this, Indiana Jones? Get out of here! Oh wait, wrong way. I chose Indiana Jones, I was gonna say Elden Ring. But, you know. Oh wait, there was an artifact in here, right? Booyah. Watch out for the bumpies. Well, let's see if we can get to this one while we still have time, right? I have not been keeping track of how long. I don't think the dam is broken yet, though, so... So I think we should be fine. We'll see. We just have to jump off the invisible bridge. You know, as you do. With the spooky music. Very creepy spooky. And it's so cool how, like, I mean, this one very much less so. You would find by accident, but I have to go outside, right? Wait a minute, did I already mess up? Wait. Oh, that's where the invisible bridge takes you. So I need to go up there. Okay. And we're back. And we're back. I should have remembered that too, because the first time we came here, I went upstairs. So I should have remembered that. We're trucking through. I mean, that's just bonkers. It's bonkers. I said it. It's bonkers. Oh, and there's a cave. That's cheeky. That's gonna be homeboy who's watching his slides, right? Freaking out. I really hope he doesn't come to get me. Wait, how did I get to that other place before? Did I have to go through the whole thing? Yeah, boy. Oh, and the door's open. Okay. Okay. And I take it he's not holding a lantern. Well, I want to see his slide reel. Oh, and he's not here. Great. That's excellent. That is excellent. Yeah, buddy, I heard you. I'm trying to run because I know he's down here. Or he's down. Did I go the wrong way? I did! Quickly now. I'm trying not to get turned around. I'm also... No! You saw nothing! How did he get up here? How did he get up there, though? That was freaky. That's the freakiest section we've done so far. And the question is, do we need to do all of that again? There comes the dam. I do like how it punishes you, but not too bad. Yeah. Can I just skip and just go straight to the... No. It's not over here. It's down here, right? let's get a path. I know I go straight here. I did not see him at all. Well, barreling through doesn't work. Although really, if I line it up and then I do that, then maybe that'll work. But also, since the dam already broke, then we're probably getting closer to the end of this loop. And if I get all the way to it and the loop ends, I'm going to be very upset. That would be total bummer. So yeah, let's line this up. Let's get a little bit closer to the middle. Come on. Close enough. Does he just not have his light on? Interesting. Interesting. We're learning. We're learning. We're doing it. But you know what, though? Yeah. We're gonna reset because I don't want to get to the end and then have the sun explode, because that I want to have as much time to do that section as I can. I'm trying to think of what other sections, even in the main game, I had to retry a bunch of times. Because this might already have the record for like having to retry the most amount of times. But we're doing it. We're getting to that thing. Especially because we know how to get there. Although... Oh, for sure. For sure. But now that we reset the loop, though, we can try to get the first one, maybe? No, let's still go for that third one. Room full of burned slide reels piled next to a strange device. I found a hidden slide reel that shows a container marked with a glowing symbol being handed to a shadowy figure. The lights are extinguished, and the figure carries the container into a secret passage behind the mural of a large tree. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that there are ways to beat it really easily, and... The reel I found in the slide burning room shows a container marked with a glowing symbol being handed to us. That's the same thing that they said. Okay, so, wait, are we still marked? We are. Yeah, and even in that first area, like the second area, I pretty much know how to get to that one. The first area, I just have to get past that first dude once I actually get into that little musical hut. But do I just need to like pop around him, or maybe explore the area a little bit more? We'll see. But this third one, I pretty much know how I want to do it. I just need, it's just a matter of getting past the owl. Parkour. But, you know, I'm not going to try that section and then not do it. So, we're going back. Ultra Galaxy 06, how are ya? The main game. This is my first time through the DLC. My first time through the DLC. I did the main game story. Took me about 16 hours. And now I am about... I've been playing for a little over an hour, so I'm about 7 hours into the DLC. About 7 hours in. And having a blast! Right? I'm starting to get a handle of this, these flying mechanics. Also, I've done that specific jump, like, what, 10 times now? Yeah. Now that I've been beaten by this one owl guy a bunch of times, I must destroy him. And by destroy, I mean get past him. Without being detected. Yeah, I guess the only time you really use stealth in the main game is the anglerfish. Which, man, when you have headphones turned up, those anglerfish, whew, whew, scared the absolute heck out of me. You've been drawing the Nomai. Fluffy and hooved? I like that. I like that. I imagine a lot of the fan art of this game is probably the Hearthians. And of, what's the one dude who's in the really puffy suit? Who plays the banjo? Fur is weird? Fur is weird. Does his name start with an E? Is it Ender? Rebeck. Rebeck. Yeah, because I think he's on the cover of the game, too. Or they are on the cover of the game. Esker's the Whistler. Gotcha. Now, was it Andrew Prowlow who did the whistling, is the question. Yeah, they're all days. Aha. Starting to get the hang of it. And that's something that you can actually, before you see the slide reel, you can probably, if you go to more than one of these in one loop, you can actually probably figure that out, that the planet moves. Feldspar with a gun. And the strangers. Ooh, the strangers. I've been calling them the owls, but the strangers actually is probably a better way to... I just added a movie to my Netflix queue with... called The Stranger. Now wait a minute. Nice! That saves me a whole ton of time. Your parents told you not to talk to strangers? Oh, but you know what I didn't do yet is turn the bridge on. Hopefully turning the bridge on doesn't turn that light back on. Stranger danger. Your funky floofy goat people? Yeah, feel free to if you have a link or something, feel free to whisper it to me. Or if you don't follow me on Twitter, you can find me on Twitter and you can send me a DM on Twitter as well. I'm at Not Ideal Gaming on pretty much all platforms. Well, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I asked my Twitter followers if they wanted me to make an Instagram, and they said no. Which I thought was really funny. I was like, okay, point taken. And, you know, I'm 37, so I'm not on TikTok. MySpace? I was on MySpace! I mean, I wasn't Not Ideal Gaming, because Not Ideal Gaming is only, you know, a couple years old, but... Oh, yeah? I stopped using Facebook because Facebook is the worst. But... So, what I want to do is, I got Lonely Girl 15. Oh, yeah. Didn't she get, like, a YouTube, like, award or something? Now maybe I can like bait him this way? Yeah! He saw me, and he can open doors. Maybe I should have been paying more attention to the layout while the lights were on, huh? I see you, buddy. He turned his light off. You can't turn your light off. You can't turn your light off. That's not fair. I ran into the wall. I'm still stuck in here with him, too. Nope, 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 nope. You saw nothing? Well, that's the most scared I've been since I started playing this game. Holy moly, that was nuts. That was so nuts. So when you log in, if you're I think it's at the bottom. If you're on, oh, this is the elevator. This is exactly where I did not want to be. You should have a direct message option. I don't know if it's if you hit like new tweet and then direct message, but also you can send a direct message if you just tweet at Not Ideal Gaming. Like start with the at as the beginning of the tweet. That'll tweet directly at me. But there is a direct message. If you're on desktop, it's at like the bottom right of the screen, I think. Oh, we got a kitty. I'm assuming this is another... I can still hear him screaming out there. Or them. He's stranging. He's stranging over there. Layla, did you sense that I was scared? She knows me so well. When I'm scared, when I'm sad, when I'm happy. What's really funny is if I laugh really hard... You're scared to upload anything to Twitter? Well, if you're here, if you're on mobile, we're gonna have a little Twitter. So if you're on mobile, there's a little at the bottom right of the app, and I have an Android because I guess that's another way that I'm old. But there should be a little mailbox thing at the bottom right of your app. And then I think it's also at the bottom right of the desktop app. Pause. Oh, good call. I wasn't even thinking of that. Am I in... Oh, I'm down here. Interesting. Grayed out. I'm gonna have to look at that. Because you should be able to send me a message. This is a slide reel place? Whoa, look at all the slide reels. These are going to be the completed slide reels. Oh, so this is like a recreation of their home planet. Interesting. Well, I saw a second one here. Holy moly, those are all full. Send me a Twitch whisper. There should be a DM whisper option in Twitch. Is this are we in a simulation? Is this the Stranger Matrix? I can't see. I hear you, buddy. I do hear you screaming. Not a fan. Not a fan. Okay. Well, that did give us a little bit more information. I'm not sure if we can open this door. Got it. Perfect, thank you. Well... What was the first slide reel? It was, one that we've seen before, just without the burned slides. So it was like, it was the one where it teaches you how to, yeah. Teaches you how to sleep and find and so it makes me think that we're in a simulation now. But the thing is, a teeny segment of a panicking hatchling. So, if this is open when I put... the one in there, then why isn't the other one open? Like, why aren't you open? Thud. Let's take another look. So that shuts that. But we have already met one invisible bridge. Look at all these slide reels. Holy moly. I just have to make sure that I've... Yeah, they do. The issue... is this is all closed. And I don't think I can jump far enough to make it to that. This does look like some sort of kind of platforming section though. A little bit. And I don't know if I need to like specifically interact with that thing. That's all just water. Or wooder if you're nasty. Yeah. Played around with the horns a little bit. Well, that's not what I'm supposed to do, is it? And this is another light door thingy. I will hit you with the slide reel. Yeah, and I'm not really... This is just a theater. But it makes me feel like I really needed to do something here. Unless those two slide reels were just the only ones that I was supposed to... Because you were right. Like, how am I supposed to look at hundreds of these? It is interesting, though. It is very interesting. So, and if that is what we're supposed to do... Yeah, I figured. I figured. You know, rather than go back to screaming, homeboy, or girl, or stranger, or whoever it is, we'll meditate here on this invisible bridge. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's what I forgot to do. That's why I was real toasty. My fan wasn't on the proper setting. 3 ads right then. I'm still figuring out the whole ad settings thing too. But they shouldn't be too often, and I think you should only get a maximum of 90 seconds. I think that's what I have it set to. Okay. Let's check out this ship log. Man, we've been playing for 90 minutes already? Yeah, I get the feeling we're going to be continuing this next week. There's more to... Oh. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. Or Gerby, thank you for gifting the sub to Chris to say. I appreciate that. Thank you. First gift sub. Shout out to you, Gerby. A library full of intact slide reels hidden deep underground. I found a slide reel that shows the stranger's inhabitants congregating around a strange green fire. Intact slides reveal the creation of a simulated reality modeled after their home moon. I found a slide reel that appears to be some sort of error report. It shows one of the stranger's inhabitants dropping their artifact on the ground and walking beyond its projection radius. And walking beyond its projection radius. So I need to do that. Now the question is, do I need to do that in this Forbidden Archive? Because that means I need to do that whole section again. Which would really stink if I did need to do that. For sure. I appreciate that, Ultra Galaxy. And I enjoy art. Like, I follow, especially on Twitter and Instagram, I follow so many artists, like, across all different media. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Do I really have to do that scary section again? Is that what that means? Okay, so I don't waste my time potentially doing that whole scary section again. Although, well, I guess if the loop was over. Okay, it did say there's more to explore in that Forbidden Archive. Do I have to do that whole scary section again? Because now I know that I need to, you know, drop my artifact, my lit artifact. But I don't want to do that whole scary section again if I don't need to. Oh, do I need to push it? Oh, no, I don't. Nice. So, oh boy. So I will ask, I will explicitly ask, do I need to do that whole section again and do the artifact thing in that specific area? I bet I do, and that's how I get across that gap. Well, you know, I should try the artifact thing in general. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I know Instagram is a pretty good place for artists. And what, you know, something that I tried to do, you know, I have my Instagram as like a very personal account, but my Twitter I try to keep, I do some more, or DeviantArt, yeah, for sure. Some type of like specific art-based platform. I will say with, and it comes with kind of putting anything on the internet, is you have to be at least a little bit open to criticism. Oh, gotcha. DeviantArt is a good call. And really, you know, if you don't really want people to criticize your work at all, you can like turn off comments and stuff like that. But, you know, if you do want to post your work, then you probably want people to be exposed to it at least a little bit. But you can put, you know, in your profile or whatever, like, hey, you know, I'm just putting myself out there, you know, just want people to see my work. Please be nice. Oh, for sure. For sure. And DeviantArt, they don't really have, like, a size limit, do they? Because I've seen some... I mean, I've downloaded crazy-sized wallpapers from DeviantArt before. There we are. Okay. I hear that. I hear that. Well, I mean, you can put that, you know, and the power of having it be your own account is, I'm not sure exactly how DeviantArt works, but you should be able to delete comments too, you know? Like if somebody's commenting just something that's horrible, I forgot I need to go back through the thing. But this will be a good opportunity. I can't really see. And you can see the bridges. This is wild. How cool. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I've heard Reddit can be pretty gnarly sometimes. Really, Christosy? I can't believe I have to do that whole section again. Because I barely made it the last time. But, you know... I want a slight bop here. Bop it. Twist it. Now here's the question. Oh no, because I need my artifact to... Actually, do I need my artifact to extinguish stuff? Like... Yeah, you know, Ultra Galaxy, some people are really just on the internet to air frustrations and stuff. And that's really unfortunate, especially if you're looking for, like, actual advice and stuff. But, you know. Everyone has... Good for you for, like, being the person who actually wanted to give good advice, you know? You really saw me again? What? There you are. By the door, naturally. Crud. Crud. I can't see where I'm going. It was still bad. It was still bad. Well, you know, everybody has to start somewhere, Ultra Galaxy, you know? So and you know, I wouldn't necessarily delete it, right? Unless you really want to, unless that's what you really want to do. Because I think it could be cool to, like, see how far you've come in as an artist, you know? I mean, heck, I do that with my streams. I look to see, you know, I rewatched, like, one of my first streams. And it's kind of just crazy to see. And now, granted, my first stream was, like, in May, so it was just a few months ago. But it is still really cool to just kind of, you know, see the progression and... Well... That, like I said, that's totally up to you. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't totally delete it. You know what? I bet I can just put this thing in here and then just walk away from it. Fantastic. Fantastic! Well, I can just leave it open. Is that an emote with, like, some dude's head on a turkey? Because that's fantastic. And you know what? This is how I get around... Wait, is that burned out too? Biggest troll ever. Biggest troll ever. So there isn't more to explore here? Classic. Classic. But now I can... There's the dam. Yeah, people gotta stop burning stuff here. We got strangers screaming. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna be happy to not have to do scary section again. Oh, are you, like, looking through your old work right now? You know what? Let's meditate until the next loop. Let's go to the first area. Let's try and do that before the dam. You can always go brute force it. I know, right? Like, what if I snuck up behind him and just, like, smacked him? Pushed him over. You never know. As long as they don't see it, right? Exactly. Yeah, and every... If I've heard from any artist how to get better, it's just continue making art. Just continue doing it. Put in the work. Just do it as much as you possibly can. I mean, that's why you know, YouTube for me is basically just a way for me to archive every stream that I do, because Twitch only keeps a certain amount of days that you, like, a certain amount of time. Gerby, now who's dating themselves? I remember the S. I remember the S. So, is there there's a container marked with one of the vault seals, but its contents had been destroyed. Great. Well, to the first one we go then. And hopefully that's... Contents haven't been destroyed. Easy there. Easy there. If I could undo the damage. It's funny, I ate right before stream. Made myself some beef casserole. And I think it's just like when you... I find a lot of joy in eating food. And when I do things that I really like, lots of times I can associate them with food as well. Hype casserole. Exactly. But when I finish stream, I'm always in such a good mood that I'm like, I want food. I want something that's terrible for me. Fancy new erasable pens. Oh, for sure. The S is like, it's one of those things that everybody was doing it. You know what the S is? The S is our generation's fidget spinner. That's what it is. Pup and Suds. That's the S we're talking about. That kid was 18? Yeah, but he knows the score. Everybody knows the S. Everybody knows the S. I think I watched a YouTube video about it a long time ago. Is it Lemino? Or Lemino or whatever it is? But yeah, I think I heard, or I think I may have watched that a while ago actually. So here's a question. Oh, I guess I would still need this, right? Just to unlock or at least to get to the other side. Pup and Suds, we are making some crazy progress today. Alrighty. We certainly are. I don't know if you saw the ship log when we were just in the ship, but I remembered the shortcut this time. Remembered it this time. Now the question is, though... Yeah, depending on how fast we do this section... Oh, from yesterday? So here's what I'm wondering. Should I just leave this here? And do this? Because this way he shouldn't really be able to see me. Yeah, you can see we figured this mechanic out. So we found the 3 secret locations. We did the third one first. To completion, I should say. We did the third one first. And then, but honestly, that's probably going to help us with this one. So I may have accidentally done it in the right order. Oh, this music is drowning out the creepy music. Interesting. It's the best order? And chat, Gerby means that rhetorically. Because obviously, Gerby doesn't want any spoilers in the chat, right? But... I mean, unless there's like a little thing over here, which there isn't. Charge! I got a trophy for that. I don't know why I got a trophy for that. I got my spine adjusted. So, if you can't just charge in there, and they can still see you outside of the simulation, then... Huh. Let's try it once holding the light. Yeah. I imagine so. So, let's find Homeboy. But it does make me think that you need to use that mechanic. Or do I need to get in front of this guy somehow? But no, because they're all just kind of standing there. Maybe I need to, like, bait them out? I can't really bait them out, though, because there's no way for me to run to. Right? Gerby, are you checking my work? Thank you, Pup Insides. I appreciate that. Are you just inspired? You know, if I can inspire one person... Well, but that makes me think... Because I didn't see in the simulation thing... a little hand, did I? Oh, do you have like an older version, maybe? Hello? Oh boy. Yeah. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. So, the guy by the door, or the guy by the fire doesn't move. I guess I could try, like, shining my light on him or something. See if I can get him specifically to move. And if that doesn't work, then we'll have to... I love the way the camera looks when you do that. It's so cool. So, let's do this. Oh, I can't see anything. There we go. Yeah, it's so good. Very Hitchcockian. Yeah. It's weird that it's only half the chair. That's so cool. Man, is this cool. And the fact that it's probably running all of that in the background all the time is wild. But also, I mean, yeah. Like, can I find... I haven't looked at their actual, their spawn points. No, nothing. And I take it that dotted line is the raft. Yep, cool. Oh, that's so cool. Well... Man, it would be really cool to accidentally find this and just be like, what? I do wonder, though. Because there's... You saw someone do that? And there goes the dam. They were confused. I bet they were. Oh wait, I'm in the first area. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely takes away a lot of the mystery. I do like that it's just in the one area though, like it's just in the upside down place, the strange place. You know, it's funny that this is called the Stranger, and I called that place the upside down. Well, the second one is also going to be kind of messed up, so I think we're just going to have to meditate this out. We're going to have to meditate it out. Oh, yeah. That does make sense. It definitely does take some of the spookiness out of it. For sure. For sure. Okay. He's back. What? Tell us what you found in your adventure. Your findings. And I didn't find anything else. See, the secret fireplace... Like, I know I need to go through the fireplace. And I even did before I got caught. Oh, I'll probably check it out. If you want to whisper that to me, the link to your DeviantArt, just whisper that to me as well, and I'll have to check it out after the stream sometime. You were unable to do the dark parts? Because I'm thinking what I might want to do is, since I don't really have the best idea how to get through the fireplace without being seen by the 8 dudes that are in there. But it did show me how to do the... Oh, for sure. DeviantArt. And the thing is, DeviantArt is such like a large community too. But I know how to get down to the well one. So let's maybe do the second one, and then we'll finish with the first one. Maybe. Let's try to do that instead. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. I feel like I've done some of these things so many times that it's just like how He says as he messes up the first thing. Classic. Classic Drew. Classic, that's another idea for an emote for me. I messed up the tutorial that lets you know the like mechanics are a thing. Yeah. Well, you know, Ultra Galaxy, that's not bad for having your account open for what, 10 minutes or whatever it is? People out there want to see, you know, they want to see art, they want to see new artists. 2 Pro 4 Light Mechanic. I know, right? I found the owls in the fireplace by myself. I'm all over these. I'm all over these mechanics. All over it. Oh, you've been on TA for 3 years? I can't remember the last time I logged into DeviantArt. It's been quite some time. It's up here. But I love artists, man. I think Twitter, pretty much my main social media platform. I don't know if you really count, you know, Twitch as a social media platform, but Twitter, I think the reason I like Twitter the most is because I have it curated for my tastes very specifically for like video games and art and things that I... pretty much things that bring me joy, you know? And so when I log into Twitter and I see stuff that I don't like, I unfollow people, or I'll mute people, or block people. Like, and it's your social media. Like, if you find yourself, unless for some reason you want to get upset, and let your anger out in, you know, hopefully a healthy way, then by all means, if you can do that in a healthy way. But some people just want to be mad. Like, they want to be mad. Hey, Pup and Suds, I'm here. It says it right in my bio, man. I'm here to spread positivity. Chew bubblegum and spread positivity. Now, the question is, it was this way, wasn't it? Was it? And I'm all out of gum. I am all out of gum. I still want to know who's walking around up there. Is this the way? Bro Gamer. This is definitely it. So wait, he took it that way, but... we kind of did this before. So we went to the burned building. Did I miss it? But we haven't been here. This is what we saw in the secret thingy. Yeah. Dolly zoom teleportation hand technology. Haha. Let there be light. Booyah. Oh, man, that's gonna let homeboy out. Yup. Really should have been paying more attention. Okay. I'm trying to remember how to get down to the bottom. Sure did. You know, probably should have done some recon to make a path first. But, you know... Oh, this is it. I fell in the water. Oh, that is so classic. What am I playing? Returnal? Falling off the edge? Get out of here. That's so funny. Well, at least I know... Oh, all the lights are still off. Yeah. Yeah. This episode is full of clips for you all. It is full of clips. Now where... There it is. You know, anything for one of my favorite streamers that I follow, Jesus Here's Toast. He has a death for entertainment purposes emote. Okay. That's why this area exists. I knew it. You see nothing. Okay. First try. Oh, you're giving me multiple ways to go, aren't you? Is that a theater? Now, I'm also very well aware that the owl dude can also take stairs, so... Problem is, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do in here, so... It's behind door number 7, isn't it? Is this just like a catch-all? Is this like... What is this, a moat? Oh man, it's gonna take me back up to the area where he is! Or where they are, where it is! The stranger! You saw nothing. How cheeky. Ooh. I mean, I have to open all these, right? I know I don't, but... Ooh. Goodness. Goodness. Duck emotes. More slide reels. Let's open you first. Don't! Naturally. There's 3 here. Is this the same? It's not. Can I see? Okay. Let's just make a pile. We'll do 1, 2, and we'll put 3 right behind it. Speaking of movie time, I fell asleep to The Babadook last night. And I haven't seen that movie in too long. I love that movie. Oh, and there's the dam! Scanning. Had to go back to the face. Gerby, that's exactly what that looks like. Okay, so that's the first one, and I don't even get a ship log updated. Boo. Put you over here. You're in timeout. No screaming. No screaming. No thank you. That's a brain! An owl brain. Welcome to the Matrix, my friend. Oh no! Oh, he didn't make it! Or did he? Is this Black Mirror? In this track right now. I wanted to keep hearing the track. Is this just the same thing again? It is. That music track was beautiful. No! No, stop lurching! So, okay. So all the ones in the simulation are deceased then. And they can't be brought back, so they're stuck in here, and that's why they're so mad. Very cool! But also... is that it? I mean... I don't wanna... I guess I'm still pretty close to it. Crunch. Just checking. Whoa. Okay. Actually, you know what? Since we're here and the sun hasn't exploded yet, let's do the same thing for over here real quick. Nothing. Okay. Just a big old movie screen. Okay. So now we just need to figure out the fireplace. I wonder if there's a way to bait him. But also, man, I feel like we've... Because I don't know how much longer we're going to have after we get all 3 of these secret rooms done, but... I'm wondering if it's a case where I should play until the end tonight? Fireplace was the easiest one for you. Well, you know, Forbidden Archive, and there's nothing else there. A library full of intact slide reels hidden deep underground. There's a container marked with one of the vault seals, but its contents have been destroyed, of course. Found a slide reel that shows the stranger's inhabitants analyzing the eye of the universe. Intact slides revealed the construction and launch of a spacecraft designed to block the eye's signal. I found a slide reel that shows 2 artifacts being lit near a green fire. The first artifact lights after its bearer falls asleep. The second artifact lights after its bearer dies. I found a slide reel that appears to be some sort of error report. It shows an alarm bell failing to wake up one of the stranger's inhabitants. Well... I'm gonna try one more thing with the fireplace. And if that doesn't work, then I'm gonna be pretty stumped. So, what I might do... Well, let me try something. What I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna take the shortcut this time. I'm gonna open up everything on the way there. Just in case. Because I thought I might have seen something when I was in the simulation thingy. But I could be totally wrong. I think it probably is really just something to do with having to do something while you're there. Wrong button. Pro gamer. Getting pretty good at that hyper jump. We want to go up top. Oof. Oof. It is funny though how like certain things just click for some people and they don't for others. For some reason, I do like that they have an achievement though for not really. Oh yeah? So I think I want to... Oh wait, this is just to open that up to get to the raft. So they're more difficult on reduced frights. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, no sweat. No sweat. Yeah, I feel like... Oh, is this the one that I saw? I think it might be. But I thought I might have seen one. Oh no, I won't. Oh, and it changes the AI behavior. Okay. Hey, you know, whatever has you have the most fun, because you can always play it one way and then try it the other way if you want. But it's kind of like the whole... there are two sides to it, right? Like, if you find that something is making it so that you cannot play the game like at all, there are two sides to it. One, it's like the whole Soulsborne needs an easy mode debate. I personally think that they don't. Now, I consider myself pretty good at Soulsborne games, but I didn't start that way. I needed to beat my head against the wall for hours and hours and hours. I like most games, but it really depends on my mood, honestly. When it comes to, like, sometimes... And this game is a perfect example. Because the first time I played Outer Wilds, I just was not in the mood for it. And because of that, I played a couple hours, and then I was just like, yeah, I think I'm going to play something else. And I did. And I had a great time. Yeah. Well, what's... You're a Kingdom Hearts nut. I love Kingdom Hearts games. And Kingdom Hearts... I like Kingdom Hearts games enough that I don't care that their story is just completely bonkers. But I do miss it. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have any... I didn't play the DLC, but it didn't have any Final Fantasy characters. And honestly, the first Kingdom Hearts, I was, like, so stoked that some of my favorite... There are YouTube videos that are, like, 2 hours long. Oh, you can't get in front of them. Crud. Roxas, that actually got a lot of flack when Kingdom Hearts 2 first came out. Don't mind me, buddy. Yeah, I really liked... I really... Now, the thing is, I've only played the PlayStation console ones. So I've only played 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played all the super crazy 358 over 2 days, and I haven't played any of those. Now I wonder though, if I wait here, if that other guy's gonna come. He is! Great! So I don't have a lot of time either. Well, he doesn't have a lit lantern. None of these dudes do. But home... I think I just went the wrong way that time. Alright, I'm gonna try it without going to the exact wrong side this time. And if that doesn't work... Because it didn't really look like he was moving when I had my light. So isn't that one in one of the remasters? Or like the remixes or whatever they're called? Isn't there like... And it's... That way I can play it on my PS5? Or my PS4? I think that one might have been on like 2.5 remix or something. I heard the Kingdom Hearts rhythm game is actually really good. I heard that. The music they play almost sounds like a sea shanty. Did I just sneak past him? Am I gonna catch up to the other one? Only the cutscenes? Oh yeah, this is perfect for metal. Don't mind me, buddy. So if that didn't work... Maybe I have to extinguish my light, because none of them have lights. So maybe I need to extinguish my light and then just walk right past them. That's the last idea I have, honestly. So we're gonna try that out. Doctor Who is a series that I also wasn't in the mood for some reason the first time I tried it out. I watched like 3 of the Christopher Eccleston. Or I could just... Oh, man. Oh, he saw me. I do not have a DS. I actually haven't had a Nintendo system since the Wii. If I could afford to have all the systems, I totally would, but unfortunately, I usually stick to one, and I was able to get a PS5 after it had been out for like 3 weeks. So I've had a PS5 forever. And I know that I am very, very lucky to have snagged one that early. But yeah, Nintendo exclusives kind of lost me after a while. Like, everyone was talking about how good Breath of the Wild was and stuff. And I'm sure it is. But, you know, I had Horizon Forbidden West, and I played Immortals Phoenix Rising, which everyone kind of compared to Breath of the Wild. And Immortals, if you haven't played Immortals Phoenix Rising, check that game out. It's, you know, it's quirky, it's got a bunch of jokes in it, and it's really, really fun to play. They weren't doing anything when I walked in there with my light off. Hey, Game Society. It's going well. I've run into a little bit of a speed bump with trying to figure out the fireplace one, which apparently to some people in my chat was very easy. It's your favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Yeah, we're gonna meditate and we're gonna reset here. You've never played Outer Wilds? You should check it out. So we're 8.5 hours into the DLC. We're 8.5 hours into the DLC. I've played all of them on stream, so if you're interested in seeing my playthrough, you can watch them all on YouTube. I put them all on YouTube. But yeah, we're pretty deep into the main game. Took me about 16 hours. No, we welcome everybody if they want to check it out. But yeah, if you want to watch kind of the whole game from start to finish, you can check my YouTube channel out. But yeah, right now I'm kind of beating my head against the wall a little bit. But for anyone who's interested, this is kind of where we're at in the DLC. But oh, for sure. Thank you, Pup and Suds. What's really funny is what I used to do for shows that I'd heard a lot about and I'd never checked out myself. I used to just find, like, if I had Showtime or something, I'd heard, oh, no, you're good. But also, I understand people who, you want to warn people that they don't want to be too spoiled. But also, I love people hanging out my stream, so... but the reason I stopped doing that with TV shows is I don't know if people here are familiar with Dexter, but I saw that a random episode of Dexter was on. I was like, okay, well, why don't I check it out? There's 10 minutes left in the episode, something like that. It was the season 4 finale that I turned on. And for anybody familiar with Dexter, that is arguably the worst possible time in the whole series that you could just randomly stumble in. And when I tell people that, they're like, oh my god. I ended up going back and watching Dexter, and I really, really liked it a lot. But it's just really funny that arguably one of the biggest spoilers in the whole show was the first thing I ever saw with the show. Like, one of the more intense moments in the whole series. Okay. Let's try going the right way now. And if that doesn't work, then I might ask for a hint, because I've spent a ton of time on this, and this is the last one that we have before we go back to the reservoir. And I'm not sure how much time I need to spend in that last area, but I want to get it moving here. Want to get it moving. And in my defense, you have some advice ready, but you believe. I appreciate that, Puppet Says. I appreciate that. You too, Gerby. I appreciate that. And I always appreciate that you wait until I specifically ask as well. And honestly, I think if you've been with me since the beginning, I think I've only asked for advice twice? Or something in my, whole playthrough? Oh, wait, did I go too far? Did I go too far? Are you right here? Yep. You haven't seen me ask for advice. There was one time where I couldn't figure out maybe how to get in one area or something. And I asked, and somebody gave me such an awesome hint. It was perfect. Well, Ultra Galaxy, hopefully this is... Whoa, okay! The sand, yeah. Okay. I think we've all suffered enough. If you have a slight hint for me. It was the sand, yeah. Honestly, though, now that I'm thinking about it, that might have been the first time that I expressly... Don't meditate, keep trying. What did I say to you? I don't know, I'm thinking about these hints that Gerby and Puppensuts just tried to give me. Well, the only problem with what I think you're saying is if it warps me back out when the dam breaks, how could I... I just figured it out. I just figured it out. No. I figured it out. I need to use the raft to get back to this area. After the dam breaks and puts... Oh, I don't... Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to go back. Do you remember what I was starting to say? So, what I need to do, so cheeky, is I need to wait for the dam to break. Once the dam breaks, then I need to take a raft back. It'll be the first time that we actually have to take the raft back. To that area, and then maybe that'll do something. Oh no, I already got that. Gerby, I have an idea for that. I just can't be in something that when the dam breaks... Yeah, for sure. I can't be in that first fireplace. I just need to go to one of the other fireplaces and wait for the dam to break there instead of that one. Oh, I was just saying, I'm glad that you're feeling inspired by watching the stream. To the ship! And the fact that I can land in the water to make it, like, not as hard of a... Now the question is, which one do I want to go to? I'm thinking the third one. I just need to remember... You know what, since we have time, let's just cruise. Let's cruise on the river. Listen to this wonderful music. Just kind of hang out. Look at the sights. What a beautiful area. Like, even though the foliage and stuff is kind of gnarly, it's still such a beautiful area. I do wish that Cat Jam showed up on the screen for the PS5. I do wish that. And I think I need to download... Isn't there like a Twitter extension or something that you need to download to have those like advanced emotes or whatever show up in your... I don't know if I need to download that so that everyone can see it, or if you all can see it. And it's weird because sometimes they show up animated and sometimes they don't. It's really weird. I still don't know what the whole green thing does, but I imagine we'll find that out. So if my trick doesn't work, then I probably would call it for the stream and pick it up next time. Because I think next week is going to be a normal week for me. I think it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I would pick this back up on Wednesday. Man, easy. Well, the only reason I heard it is because somebody was like, oh, I really love this track. And I kind of purposely... Or maybe I haven't even heard it yet. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if I go up here, then the dam doesn't affect this one. But I also have to remember how to get to the raft thing. Like, do I have to do the whole... Yeah, exactly. I went the wrong way, didn't I? Wait. I did go the wrong way. Oh, for sure. And I am... Which is why it was kind of designed for me. Because I love exploring. I love finding new things. And I really like it when a game will be like... Show you something in the distance. And then it's just like, okay, but now that you've seen it, go there. Go do it. And this game is like the king of that. I've heard that Subnautica is a little similar to this, with a little bit more kind of horror elements to it, and a little bit more kind of resource gathering elements to it. And we got a kitty coming out. So Subnautica might be a game that I might try at some point on stream too. Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially with this area. Now, this is this one. The question is, I think I can get to the raft area without doing all the crazy secret funky stuff. Because I think it's just over there, so... Yeah, she came out. She said, Dad, it's almost 9. You're an old person. You should be in bed. I'm not an old person. Yeah, because it's over there. Oh, man, do I need to do that whole section to get over there? Like, is that where the raft is? Over there? Okay. Or do I need to... Am I wasting my time? Do I need to turn the lights off to get to the raft? Or can I get to it just this normal way? Strictly a time-saving question. Well, I'm kind of almost there anyway, but... Oh, okay. Nah, I mean, if it isn't specifically... Unless there's like a little shortcut place. This just brought me back here. Crud. No, I think I just went the wrong way there. Yeah, I was distracting myself. I know, right? Blasphemous. Blasphemous. Here we go. Here we go. Are you a pigeon or a kitty? She said, I'm a pigeon. I like to coo. Yeah, and especially not in the DLC, right? The DLC is just like... But I kind of really like that, though. It makes you really think kind of outside of the box when it comes to a lot of this other stuff. And make the DLC feel like almost an entirely separate game, which I think is really, really cool. Onward! Well, see ya. With your antlers. I'll see you later, Kevin. Sin City, there's another movie I haven't seen in a while. And I have like the super extended crazy Mondo cut of it that's like 4 hours long. We're gonna make our own dome. It's gonna be like a dome within a dome. And you know, it makes sense, the whole raft mechanic. Because you don't use the raft for essentially anything else other than discovery. Oh, is this gonna be closed? Plot thickens. If that's closed, then my idea might not work. Unless I need to come here first, open this up, then go to another one, then come back. In which case, I wasted this loop, maybe. Maybe not, because I can... No. I mean, I could go to the reservoir one. Well, no, because I would have to go to the hanging one again. Why am I messing around? I was gonna waste so much time doing that. So, yeah, I think that's what I need to do. I think I need to go to the first one. That's a bummer, though. And also, I just wasted a bunch of time doing that, so hopefully I have time enough to do that. We'll see. Oh, that's so funny. Hey, at least it did it then, rather than, like, me getting... Isn't that funny that, like, right when I looked at it... So, I'm gonna try to do that, and then... That'll be the last thing I'll do this stream. And then that'll just leave me... Oh, for sure. But it makes me think, like, once I do get past the fireplace and I get that last thing, I have no idea how much time is left. Ultra Galaxy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. I don't know how much time is left. And, like, if I go to that final area and there's not a lot to do and that's, like, the end of the DLC, or what? Because also, if I... Because I don't want to have, like, a short stream, either, the next time. And with the PS5, unfortunately, you can't switch games. Not forcing myself to rush the ending. Okay, well then this will be the last thing, once I get past this fireplace, because I have to do it now. We've all come so far. Once I do that, then I'll stop and I'll pick it back up on Wednesday. We'll do it like that. Because you're absolutely right. Like, I don't want to rush, for sure. And then, I can title that stream Episode 4/finale of the DLC. Just be, like, you know, uber confident with it. There we go. There we go. Okay, we have a plan. We have a plan. We're sticking to it. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I had no idea how long this DLC was gonna be. So, my time estimates have been... But I feel like I have been moving through it relatively quickly. Depends on how much you make me suffer. Classic. Hey, you know, like you said, though, you know, if you all had to go through it, then I think that's probably part of the fun of watching somebody else go through it too, right? Oh, good to know. Well, then we'll do that then. You know, if I make it through the ending relatively quickly, then that'll give us extra time. Oh, for sure. And what I could do too is I could, like, maybe try out, you know, a speed run of the regular game or something like that. Because I was actually thinking about that after I finished the main game. I was like, maybe I could try to see if I could beat it in, like, 30 minutes. Because I was trying to think of the steps to beat the main game, like the things that you need to do. Oh wait, so now that this is open, actually, now I can just get out of here. And go to the next one. So we'll figure it out. No, yeah, and that way, like you said, that way I won't have to rush. For the main game ending? I think I only got 2 endings. Wait, where am I going? I think I only got 2 endings. I think I got the game over, where you actually... Because I got eaten by an anglerfish after I took the core out. And then I got the ending... And then I got the ending of where you actually go and... whatever the quote-unquote kind of like normal game ending is, or whatever it is. I don't know why I'm rushing here. We have plenty of time until the dam breaks. We'll just kind of chill. Oh, I do need to get to that side, though. But you know, it's always when you say you have plenty of time, that's when weirdness starts happening. That's when the weirdness starts happening. I did. I did. But also, if I, for some reason, if I hadn't, then I would have just ridden this all the way back to the first area. So. Good one, Kirby. This is why I didn't give you sound alerts. Because you, well, not yet anyway. Every sound alert's gonna be 1,000 bits. I don't even know if that would stop you. Come on now. There we go. That is just so cool how you can see straight up to the other side. Man, is that cool. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we are. Okay. Okay. So I think another cool game that I could play on stream is... So I definitely want to play the... Oh, goodness. I definitely want to play the Crisis Core remake. I want to play that one on stream for sure. God of War's next, and then I think a Plague Tale after that. I was going to try and get a Plague Tale in before God of War, but God of War comes out in like 2 weeks. So I think it's just going to be this, and then just Returnal and stuff in random streams until God of War comes out. But I've never played Resident Evil 4. So when that remake comes out, I'll probably play that. The Crisis Core remake when that comes out. And then maybe that Silent Hill 2 remake. I will say the Silent Hill 2 remake looked a little... It didn't really look like the first... It didn't really have the same feel, if that makes sense. But, you know, my channel really grew with me playing a lot of first playthroughs. I will eventually replay some of my favorites, especially when I get a streaming PC and a capture card, because I do have a little NES or SNES Classic that my brother hacked and put a ton of games on. Gerby, thank you so much. Gerby, you're getting all my milestones. Killer Ducky got my first raid, I will say, but you got my first sub in my first tier. This music track is different. That was weird. Wait, I'm all turned around now. I'm not paying attention. The music cue got me all turned around, got me all messed up. Got me distracted. I am glad I don't have to do this spooky part again, though. Very glad about that. Getting turned around again. Wait a tick. If I turned the lights off, this door would open. And we haven't been in that door. Well, if I have time after getting the fireplace thing, maybe we'll come back here. Because I definitely haven't opened that door before, or been through that door. Hmm. More secrets. More secrets. Alrighty. Everything's so quiet. Okay, that's really funny about that door that first time I went through, though. That's really funny. Can I speed you up? I can. Ooh, I almost fell off! That was so close. That was so close. Yeesh. Okay, let's see how good the timing can be with the dam. Like, maybe if I make it there. Oh, is that water coming out of that? I thought I was facing the wrong way for some reason. Okay. And we're back. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So, fun fact about that little camera trick. The way Hitchcock did that, the whole dolly zoom, is you zoom out while you're pushing the camera physically forward. And that's what creates that kind of... Yeah. There you are. Right? Wait. There we are. Well, the music is still playing. Oh, because the dam hasn't broken yet. I should not have come here yet, then. I'll hide here with my light off. Because that way when they come up the stairs, they won't see me. So now we're just hanging out here with the light off. And that's what the screaming is. Honestly, thank you, chat, for those hints, because I don't think I would have found that. And because I'm... Wait, no, I want to get it just in case something funky happens. Much easier. Well, also, the one time I actually did... Oh, really? I actually... Music cue. I actually did, get past the fireplace that one time, and then he grabbed me right when the thing disappeared. Look at all these dang slide reels. Give it to me now. Nope! I'm still in the radius? Good thing I opened that first, right? Oh, classic Drew! Classic Drew. And this is also the wrong... Yeah, I might not have time. I might not have time to get back. Oh, this bridge is already up too. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, leave it to me to find some kind of crazy way to waste time or to... Yeah, let's... Oh, I don't have my suit! Oh man, I was out of my mouth was coming. Let's save some more time, and I was gonna coast down. Man, that's funny. Classic Drew is another emote I should make. That's so funny. Well, now that I wasted another 3 minutes. Oh man, I really hope I have enough time in this loop. We're about to find out! We're about to find out. Hopefully I can find the slide reels. I know, right? Hydrate, thank you, Kirby. But we're wasting time! Come on! A little risky there, but, you know. Oh, that's so funny. At least the dam's already broken, so they won't be there, so I can kind of charge there. But hopefully I can find the little thing, the little path quickly. Blazing past. Man, is that funny. You know what? Here's what I'll say. Even though we're past 3 hours, if the loop resets and we didn't get everything that we need to get in this fireplace thing, I will do another loop. And I will get it. Because that's, you know... I have to do it tonight now. I can't wait a week, a literal week from today. Right in the curiosity, for sure. This game has got me so many times. And when we did the final stream, I did 4 hours instead of 3. Because I was like, okay, we're just, you know. We got to the end game content, and it was like, okay, we gotta finish this up. And it also, like, really felt... Once I stopped the loop, I was like, okay, well, now that the loop is stopped, we're definitely in the end game now. Quickly now. Quickly now. Ooh, don't you make noises. I hear noises. Oh, now... The delay. I have it on low latency too. But also, I didn't get... There are 2 places now that I do still want to explore. I'll have to send myself an email to remind myself. There's the door in the 3rd area after you turn the lights off, and then there's the place outside of here. We're gonna look at these one at a time because we want to at least look at them. Or get through them. Oh, so it loads the simulation from thing to thing. Interesting. So does it want me to do that, or is it telling me not specifically not to do that? I just want to keep listening to this track. But you know, we can regrow their society. And now they're back, and now they're fine. Came to real, not to feel. And there it is. Mm-hmm. The time has come. Whammy, I thought there was going to be something here. That's cool. RGB matrix. Yeah. There's just more slide reels. Okay. Well, what a loop. What a loop. Wish I had more time. So, man, is that funny. Here comes the sun. Do I have time? Quickly now. Oh, is this just this area with all of them up here? Yeah. And I don't have time to make it back to the raft to test out the whole jump out of the raft in between thing. It did specifically say don't do that. So I think what we want to do is next time... There we go. I think what we want to do is next time... I am curious about that door in that 3rd area. So I might start off by trying to get in there next time. And then going underneath the artifact now that we've... We should definitely not do the thing it says not to do. Well, think about it this way. The worst thing it says is game over, right? The worst thing, it says game over when we reload our save, right? Let's see what the ship has to say about it. Let's see what the ship has to say about it. You always know it's my last run because I don't grab the suit. So the only question mark we have left is the sealed vault. So far. A library full of intact slide reels hidden deep underground. There is a container marked with one of the vault seals, but its contents have been destroyed. I found a slide reel that shows the origin of the stranger and its inhabitants. Intact slides reveal the sacrifice that was made to build the stranger. I found a slide reel that appears to be some sort of air report. It says, one of the stranger's inhabitants jumping off a raft during transit between areas and falling below the world. We're definitely trying that next time. We're definitely trying that next time. But look at us. Look at us, huh? Look at all this stuff. A lot of DLC stuff. And you know, it fits really well with the whole map. It's like off the map almost. Ah, this game. This game. Well, we're gonna... Oh, is the sun coming up? Is that why the lights just went off? Well, we'll have this nice view of Timber Hearth. Man, this DLC. It's so good. I'm fairly confident that we can finish next time, but also we'll see. We'll see what happens. But thank you all again. This is my final stream of this week. If for some reason I'm feeling super saucy, I might do some random game over the weekend, but plan on my next Outer Wilds stream being next Wednesday, and that's when we'll finish it up. I'll do Returnal on Monday, Outer Wilds DLC on Wednesday, and then depending on how that goes on Wednesday, we'll figure out what we want to do on Thursday as well. But again, thank you all so much for hanging out. This was a really, really fun one. I always appreciate all the interaction in chat. Anybody who didn't chat, who just wanted to watch, that's totally cool too. If you are watching after the fact on YouTube, make sure you do all the fun stuff like and subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. But we talked about it a lot. But follow me on Twitter if you want to see any kind of updates to my schedule or anything like that. My random thoughts. I just posted actually what my whole stream setup looks like, so you can get a little behind the scenes look there as well. And obviously follow me on Twitch if you want to not miss a stream. So again, thank you all so much. I really do appreciate all of you. I'm having so much fun. I hope you are too. But make sure you do love yourself, love those around you, and I will see you next time.